Hello YouTube. I want to share something that is quite disturbing to me, and it's a little bit bothersome. Um, I have entitled this video Rant on a Grant because grants, you have to be careful of phone calls that you get from people that say that they're from the government. Um, Last week I received a phone call from someone uh, located in Washington, D.C., saying that my name has been selected to receive a grant from the government. So I said, oh, okay, this is good. I can always use the money. So he explained to me about, we will give you this grant. It's practically almost immediately. They would either send me cash or they could send me a check within the next hour, so to speak, or within the next 2 hours by some courier. Okay. So I said, okay, so what do I have to do to receive this grant? And they tell me, the first call I got, the person told me that I would have to send some money, okay, to some charity over in Santo Domingo, whatever it was. It was some kind of charity. So when I heard that, I was like, well, if it's a grant, why do I have to pay to receive this grant? Okay? But I kind of just let it, I just kind of brushed it off. So he told me, now, get this. Now, the first person I called and told me this, he said it was going to cost me, if they would let me claim it, if I had sent $310 to this so-called charity. So I said, okay, so can't you just take it out of the check that you're going to give me? Well, no, we can't do that because it's a secure thing. And I'm like, well, I don't have that kind of money to send it to you, or to whoever it's supposed to go to. So he says, okay, well, that's not a problem. We still have your name on file, and when you can raise the money, please give us a call back. And I left it at that, okay? And I thought about it for a while. I was like, well, gee, I wouldn't have a problem giving to some charity, out of a... Now, the amount of the grant that they were supposed to send me was like $7,000. And yes, I can use $7,000. Okay? So I thought about it. It's like, well, 300 out of 7,000, that's not bad. I wouldn't have a problem with that. So like I said earlier, I left it at that. The next week, they called me again, but this time from a different person. Okay? As a matter of fact, it was a couple of days ago. Okay? Because last week, the first person called me. Now, the second person called me yesterday. Offered me the same thing. My name has been selected for this so-called grant. And I was like, yeah. I told you, you told me all about this, and I told you that I didn't have any money to send for this so-called charity. So he says, and this is how I realized it was a different person. So he tells me, no, this is not it's not a charity that you send the money to. You send, we only need a administration fee and processing fees. So okay, I said, okay, well, this is the government, they're going to get what they're going to get, So, okay, he tells me the next thing I need to do is to go. At first he told me that and we'll work something out for you so that you can really receive this grant. So I was a little bit more hopeful. Maybe this guy is a little bit, he's going to work it a little bit more different from the first guy that called me. So he told me what I need to do is to go to a Western Union, and they would send some courier out there with some documents that I had to sign. So I said, okay. So I'm thinking, all right. So I guess these documents are authorizing them to take out, whatever money they need for fees and taxes or whatever it is. And I didn't have a problem with that, because this is the government. Okay. So anyway, I go to the Western Union. Okay. And then I realized, now this is a little error on my part. I realized that I had forgotten my wallet. Now the Western Union that I went to is like a 30-minute walk from where I live, so I had to. Well, actually, I took the bus back to my house to get my wallet, and then I took the bus back again because I told the guy I was going to be at the Western Union in a half an hour. Okay, but it turned out it was a little bit longer, so I went there, and he told me to fill out the Western Union form, and even the place where, the store where the Western Union is, helped me fill out the form because, I'm not used to doing Western Union forms. So anyway, and he stayed on the phone with me, I had to call him on my cell phone. So he stayed on the phone with me, make sure that I, got the right form to fill out. And then he tells me, after I started, as he was helping me fill this out, he asked me, okay, so do you have $349? And I'm like, $349? Where did this come from? Oh, I told you it was going to be a $349 fee. Okay, now mind you, the first person that called me told me it was a $310 fee. Okay, this guy is telling me it's a $349 fee. Okay, so this is where I really got ticked off. Okay, and because like I said, I was under the impression that they was going to have me sign some documents so that they could deduct whatever fees was available for me to receive this grant. So he asked me about the $349, and that's where I just lost it. I said, listen, man, I don't know what kind of scam you pulling here, but don't call me and don't tell me that I won some kind of grant, because now see, this is how I believe it should work. Okay, if somebody gives you money, why should you have to pay them to give you the money that belongs to you? Okay? Now, maybe some of you might not agree with me, but I believe that's how it should work. Okay? All right. Let's just say if I'm going to give somebody a $20 bill, all right, because he needs it for whatever reason, why should I ask him for a fee if I'm going to give him money that I want him to have? A grant is supposed to be something that you don't have to pay back, which they actually told me that on the phone. But then I'm thinking, well, why do I have to pay this $300 and something? But again, it's the government. They're going to get their money some kind of way. But when the first person called and he told me about this so-called charity in Santo Domingo, whatever country it was, that kind of got me wondering. Okay. Now, believe it or not, they just called me again. Excuse me. They just called me about maybe 10 minutes ago on my phone. I didn't even let him finish the conversation. I just hung up on him. Okay. Now, I believe it like this. If the government's going to give you some money that's supposed to be yours, all they have to do is just send it to you. Whether it's in mail, whether it's messenger or whatever, but you shouldn't have to pay for it. Now, I want to know what your thoughts are on this matter. And I want to warn anybody that gets a call from somebody that says they're from Washington, D.C. and that their name was, selected to receive a grant, don't go for it. Okay? Luckily for me, I didn't have any money to send them. So I really lost it. I had, nothing to lose. Okay? I mean, $7,000 would have been a nice chunk of change for me right about now, but well, it is what it is, so I'm just warning everybody out there, if you get a phone call like that, don't receive it. Just say thank you, but give it to whatever give it to some charity or whatever they want to do with it, and hang up the phone, because first of all, let me tell you about these people. Now, I'm not a prejudiced and I'm not racist or anything, but I've heard rumors that when somebody calls you from some kind of money organization or dealing with some kind of business with with your money, it's usually somebody from the Middle East that's on the phone. They either have an Indian accent or a Pakistani accent, okay? Now, these people are supposedly from Washington, D.C. And it is probably true, because I kind of looked up the number. It was a 201 area code. And that is a Washington, D.C. area code. But, from Washington, D.C., I would expect Americans. Okay? Maybe that sounds racist. And if anybody's offended by that, please, I'm not racist. I mean no offense. I love everybody. I don't care what race you are. But it just happens to be that way. Okay? And that's one of the things that I got a little suspicious of anyway. But, I said, well, let me give them the benefit of the doubt. But I have learned my lesson. Okay? People aren't who they say they are. Okay, and they're going to do what they can to get some kind of money out of you. Now, whether they say it's from the government, I don't really believe the government's going to scam you like that. I just don't see it that way. Alright? Let me know what your comments are. Let me know what your thoughts are. You can put them in the comments below. And if you have any rants or any stories similar to my story, please share it. Give me a video response, or email me or whatever. Okay. Or if there's more than one comment on the screen below, you can have a discussion if you want, or maybe go on Google Plus and have a hangout and talk about this. Have a little video discussion about it. But anyway. I just thought I'd share that to you, and I also thought that I would give you a warning and let you know that people like this exist. It's unfortunate, because a guy like me can use a lot of money right about now. Okay? I have limited income. Not trying to give you a sob story or anything like that, but when somebody comes and tells me that I have money coming to me, I want it. Bottom line, okay? But I'm not going to pay for someone to give me money that belongs to me. I'm not going to do it. Okay? So, well, that's the end of my video, and I guess that's the end of my rant. Thank you for watching the video, and thank you for giving me this opportunity to share with you. And if anybody from that so-called company is watching it, you guys are wrong for using the government for your scam. It's not right, because there are people that can use money like that. Okay, and nobody should have to pay you to give them money that belongs to them. I'm sorry, that's just not the way it works. Okay. All right. Well, thanks for watching, and enjoy the rest of your life.